Good morning. It's 8:20 on Thursday. I hope you all had a great day yesterday and enjoyed seeing your friends and your teachers again. Certainly those people that I've talked to yesterday said that they enjoyed things. Those of you that are new to our community, I hope you're beginning to make friends and probably some lifelong friendships. And I hope that you had a good start to your Shiplake journey. Each Thursday morning, a member of staff or a senior pupil is going to talk briefly about something that means something to them. I'm delighted that next week, Mrs. Farrell, our head of drama, is going to talk to you about the environment and the school's eco initiatives. This morning, I'm afraid you're stuck with me, but it will be no surprise to hear what I'm going to talk about. And I make no apology for talking once again about kindness. You all know the importance we place on kindness in Shiplake. Today, I'm not talking about random acts of kindness, holding a door open for someone, giving somebody some flowers, making them a cup of tea and the like, but the inherent, natural, instinctive kindness that many people here display, and which some in our community need to develop. It's not a soft, cuddly, romantic thing. Rather, it's common decency, thoughtfulness, caring, selflessness. It's what makes you stop someone to help them. It's what makes you ask someone if they're okay and wait for a reply and listen intuitively to their reply. And if you're not sure, if you don't think they're okay, then it's what makes you do something about it. It quite often requires sacrifice on your part. Some of you might remember a wonderful and touching moment in the 2017 London Marathon, when, seeing a fellow runner struggling to make the finish line, Matthew Rees made an instinctive decision to sacrifice his own time and possibly a personal best in the marathon to help David Wyer over the line. I'm going to present my screen and just ask you to watch a little video clip.
Harrier probably won't know that Josh Griffiths has qualified for the World Championships, and look at him, he's saying, come on, it's there, you can do it, you can do it. Brilliant.
This is so hard. I mean, every single part of his body is shutting down on him, but what we're seeing also is the camaraderie and the spirit of the marathon. How many of these guys are on for their personal best? They want to break that time, but they're still running by to see if they can help him.
Yeah, the camaraderie, which is what the London Marathon caller said, is all about. And Josh Griffith, the top British man home, is a teammate, isn't he? He's a Swansea Harrier, and he'll be proud to see his fellow Swansea Harrier there, sacrificing what could be a PB, who knows, as the guys said, to get this Chalkman Harriers, these Chalkman runners over the line. And James, I know you've just run your own fantastic race, but when you see that, that kind of sums up, doesn't it, what this is all about?
Yeah, it sums up, and also the selfless nature of other runners. I saw a couple of people in real trouble, and I gave a pat on the bum when I ran past and said keep going rather than stop and carry them over. So I'm feeling slightly guilty and selfish, having watched other people give up their race to help someone who's just emptied their tanks totally.
So, words like camaraderie, sacrifice, selfless, those are the words that we appreciate and associate with kindness. I wonder how many of us have metaphorically run by people, maybe giving them a glance, but not stopping to help them. The dictionary defines kindness as the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. Pretty powerful words: friendly, generous, and considerate. And I'm sure we'd all agree that those are qualities which we would want around us and that we'd want engendered in any community that we live in. As well as helping others, of course, kindness makes our own lives better. And we've talked about that during lockdown. So there are benefits to ourselves as well. And let's just remind ourselves of some of those benefits. In the words of a scientist, David Hamilton, yes, a scientist, this is not some airy-fairy psychologist thing. This is science. So I think I've just been rude to psychologists. Mr. Shaw will tip me off on that. 4 things the scientist David Hamilton mentioned. Kindness makes us happier. When we do something kind for someone, we feel good. On a spiritual level, many people feel that this is because it's the right thing to do. And so we're tapping into something deep and profound inside us that says, this is who I am. They cause elevated levels of dopamine in the brain. And so we get a natural high, often referred to as a helper's high. Second, kindness is good for the heart. And I mean that in a medical sense. Acts of kindness are often accompanied by emotional warmth. Emotional warmth produces the hormone oxytocin in the brain and throughout the body. Oxytocin causes the release of a chemical called nitric acid in blood vessels, which dilates or expands the blood vessels. This reduces blood pressure. 3, kindness improves relationships. This is one of the most obvious points, maybe. We all know that we like people who show us kindness. This is because kindness reduces the emotional distance between people, and so we feel more bonded. It's something that is so strong in us that it's actually a genetic thing. We're all wired for kindness. 4, kindness is contagious. When we're kind, we inspire people to be kind as well. And studies show that it actually creates a ripple effect, spreading outwards to our friends. Just as a pebble creates waves when it's dropped into a pond, so acts of kindness ripple outwards, touching other people's lives. And how wonderful it would be that if we all saw that little things that we could do actually touch other people's lives and improve them. So finally, we are determined, as you will have gathered at Shiplake, we're determined to instill kindness. The Rev talked before lockdown about kindness being the new cool. He finished lockdown by changing his mantra to kindness is the new norm. And what a great time to launch this campaign. I've said before that everybody's experiences over the last 5 or so months have been varied, positive and negative. Everyone has their own story. You have no idea what other people really felt during lockdown or feel now. They deserve your consideration. They deserve your kindness. So my challenge to you all, be sensitive to those around you. Judge their mood, ask them if they're okay, and if they're not, offer to help them. Just like Matthew Rees did for David Wyer in that marathon. Be thoughtful, be respectful. Don't say things you might regret. I wanted to get to the point at Shiplake College where every member of the community buys into this, and there's no better time than at present to do this. We should all aspire to achieve a situation where others collectively disapprove of anyone being unkind, where it's really normal to help and support each other. How are we going to put these words into action and start to see a real change? Well, I'm going to be asking tutor groups to come up with their own ideas. What does kindness look like to you? What can you do? What can we do as a school? How can we prove to others that we are a kind school? Slightly cheesy maybe, but I want to finish with a quotation from the American aviator, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic, Amelia Earhart. She said, "A single act of kindness throws out roots in all directions, and the roots spring up and make new trees. The greatest work that kindness does to others is that it makes them kind themselves." So there we go. There's your challenge. Thank you for listening. Watch this space for the activities that will be rolling out throughout this term. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye.